Introduction: The enigma of Sigma love. What makes Sigma males stand out in love and relationships? While the world obsesses over alpha dominance and beta submission, there exists a third archetype that operates by entirely different rules: the Sigma male. These are the men who walk alone, think independently, and love authentically, without following the traditional playbook of romance. Unlike alphas who seek to dominate the social hierarchy, or betas who submit to it, Sigma males exist outside these conventional structures entirely. They don't compete for the top position because they've created their own game with their own rules. This fundamental difference in how they view themselves and the world around them translates into revolutionary approaches to love and relationships. In the next few minutes, we'll explore 10 unique traits that shape how Sigma males love differently, traits that make them simultaneously mysterious, magnetic, and often misunderstood. These aren't just personality quirks. They're fundamental principles that govern how Sigmas approach intimacy, commitment, and emotional connection. Understanding these traits will reveal why Sigma males are often considered the most intriguing partners, even though they're also the most challenging to understand. Let's dive into the mind of the Sigma male and discover what makes their approach to love so distinctively powerful. Trait 1: Valuing freedom over attachment. The first and perhaps most fundamental trait that sets Sigma males apart in relationships is their unwavering commitment to personal freedom. While society often equates love with possession and attachment, Sigma males understand that true love actually requires space to breathe and grow. This doesn't mean they're commitment phobic or afraid of deep connections. Rather, they recognize that healthy relationships are built between two complete individuals, not two halves desperately seeking wholeness through another person. A Sigma male will never sacrifice his core identity, personal goals, or individual pursuits for the sake of a relationship, and he won't expect his partner to do so either. This approach often confuses partners who are used to more traditional relationship dynamics. When a Sigma male maintains his separate interests, continues his solo adventures, or needs time alone to recharge, insecure partners might interpret this as lack of commitment or love. However, the opposite is true. By maintaining his independence, the Sigma male ensures that he brings his best self to the relationship, rather than a diminished version dependent on his partner's approval or presence. The Sigma male's insistence on freedom also extends to avoiding codependent behaviors. He won't become his partner's emotional crutch, nor will he allow himself to become dependent on them for his happiness or self-worth. This creates relationships that are based on want rather than need, a much stronger foundation for long-term success. Partners of Sigma males quickly learn that personal space isn't just respected, it's required. The Sigma male needs time to process, reflect, and pursue his individual interests. This isn't selfish, it's self-aware. He understands that maintaining his individuality makes him a better partner, and he expects the same level of self-sufficiency from a significant other. Trait 2: Emotional depth without overexposure. Contrary to popular belief, Sigma males are not emotionally unavailable or shallow. In fact, they often experience emotions with remarkable depth and intensity. The difference lies in how they process and express these emotions. While many people wear their hearts on their sleeves, Sigma males prefer to keep their emotional landscape more private, sharing their inner world selectively and meaningfully. This selective emotional sharing creates a sense of mystery that many find irresistible. When a Sigma male does open up emotionally, it carries significant weight because it's not something he does casually or frequently. His partner knows that when he shares his deeper thoughts and feelings, it's a genuine moment of vulnerability and trust. The Sigma male's approach to emotional expression is characterized by quality over quantity. Rather than engaging in emotional dumping or constant processing of every feeling, he takes time to understand his emotions internally before deciding what, if anything, needs to be shared. This doesn't mean he's suppressing emotions, rather, he's processing them with the same methodical approach he applies to other areas of his life.
This trait often manifests as emotional stability that others find comforting. While drama and emotional chaos might surround him, the Sigma male remains centered and grounded. He doesn't get swept up in emotional storms, nor does he create them. This emotional equilibrium makes him a stabilizing force in relationships, someone partners can rely on to remain calm and rational even during challenging times. However, this emotional restraint requires a partner who understands and appreciates depth over surface-level sharing. Partners who need constant emotional validation or frequent emotional processing sessions might find the Sigma male's approach frustrating. The key is understanding that his emotional depth is like still water, incredibly deep but calm on the surface.
Trait 3. Authenticity over pretending. Perhaps nothing defines a Sigma male's approach to relationships more than his commitment to authenticity. In a world where dating often feels like a performance, where people craft carefully curated versions of themselves to attract partners, the Sigma male takes the opposite approach. He presents himself exactly as he is, without masks, without pretense, and without apology. This authenticity extends beyond just being honest about his interests or background. The Sigma male refuses to alter his fundamental personality, values, or beliefs to make himself more appealing to potential partners. He understands that any relationship built on a false foundation is destined to fail, so he prefers to attract partners who appreciate his genuine self rather than a manufactured version. This approach often means that Sigma males have fewer romantic options than those who are willing to play dating games or present idealized versions of themselves. However, the connections they do form tend to be much deeper and more sustainable because they're based on genuine compatibility rather than attraction to a false persona. The Sigma male's commitment to authenticity also means he has little patience for partners who are inauthentic themselves. He can quickly detect when someone is putting on an act, and it immediately diminishes his interest. He's attracted to people who are as comfortable in their own skin as he is in his, people who don't need external validation to feel worthy or valuable. This trait creates a filtering effect in the Sigma male's dating life. Superficial individuals are naturally repelled by his straightforward nature, while deeper, more secure people are drawn to his genuineness. This natural selection process means that Sigma males often end up in relationships with partners who share their values of honesty and authenticity.
Trait 4. Respect as the foundation of attraction. For Sigma males, respect isn't just important in relationships, it's absolutely non-negotiable. This goes far beyond basic courtesy. It encompasses respect for boundaries, choices, opinions, and individual autonomy. The Sigma male understands that without mutual respect, no relationship can truly thrive, regardless of how strong the initial attraction might be. This principle manifests in several ways throughout the relationship. First, the Sigma male establishes and maintains clear boundaries from the beginning. He communicates his needs and limitations clearly and expects his partner to do the same. He won't tolerate boundary violations, whether they're small infractions or major overstepping, because he understands that respect for boundaries is fundamental to respect for the person. The Sigma male also demonstrates respect through his actions and expectations. He won't try to change his partner or mold them into his ideal vision. Instead, he accepts them as they are, while maintaining the expectation that they'll extend the same courtesy to him. This creates relationships where both individuals can grow and evolve naturally, without feeling pressured to conform to their partner's expectations. Communication within Sigma male relationships is characterized by this respect principle. Disagreements are handled with dignity, and different opinions are acknowledged and considered, rather than dismissed or attacked. The Sigma male doesn't believe in winning arguments at the expense of his partner's dignity or self-worth. He understands that respect must be maintained even during conflict for the relationship to remain healthy. This emphasis on respect over passion might seem unromantic to some, but Sigma males understand that respect is what sustains relationships long after the initial passion fades. Physical attraction is temporary and situational, but mutual respect creates a foundation for lasting connection and deepening intimacy over time. Trait 5. Refusal to chase validation. One of the most attractive qualities of Sigma males in relationships is their complete independence from external validation. They don't seek approval from their partners, and they don't modify their behavior or decisions based on their partner's reactions or opinions unless there's a genuinely compelling reason to do so. This self-sufficiency is magnetic because it signals complete emotional maturity and security. Partners don't have to worry about constantly reassuring their Sigma male or managing his ego. He doesn't need to be told he's smart, attractive, or successful because his self-worth comes from internal sources rather than external feedback. This trait also means that Sigma males are immune to many of the manipulation tactics that might work on less secure individuals. Attempts to control through guilt, emotional manipulation, or withdrawal of affection are met with calm indifference rather than desperate attempts to regain approval. This isn't coldness, it's security. The Sigma male's happiness and self-perception aren't dependent on his partner's mood or approval. However, this independence can be challenging for partners who are used to more reactive or validation-seeking partners. Some people mistake the Sigma male's self-sufficiency for lack of caring, when in reality, it represents a healthier form of love, one that comes from abundance rather than scarcity. The Sigma male's refusal to chase validation also extends to not providing excessive validation to partners who constantly seek it. While he'll offer genuine appreciation and support, he won't enable insecurity by constantly reassuring a partner who refuses to develop their own internal sense of worth. This approach often helps partners develop greater self-confidence over time.
Trait 6. Silence as the strongest response. When faced with drama, conflict, or manipulation attempts, Sigma males have a unique response that often surprises and frustrates their partners: strategic silence. Rather than engaging in heated arguments, defending themselves against accusations, or trying to win verbal battles, they simply withdraw into silence. This silence is not passive-aggressive behavior or emotional stonewalling. It's a calculated response that serves multiple purposes. First, it prevents the Sigma male from saying something in the heat of the moment that he might regret later. Second, it forces the other person to reflect on their behavior rather than simply reacting to his responses. Third, it maintains his dignity and composure while the storm passes. The power of this silence lies in its unexpectedness. In a world where most people feel compelled to defend themselves or engage in conflict, the Sigma male's calm withdrawal creates a vacuum that often diffuses tension more effectively than any argument could. It signals that he's above the drama and won't be drawn into unproductive conflicts. This approach requires tremendous self-control and confidence. It takes a secure person to remain silent when being attacked or criticized, trusting that their character will speak for itself once emotions cool down. The Sigma male understands that engaging with someone in an emotional state rarely leads to productive outcomes, so he waits for a better time to address issues. Partners often find this silence frustrating initially, especially if they're used to partners who engage in every conflict. However, over time, many come to appreciate the peace and stability that this approach brings to the relationship. It eliminates much of the drama and emotional turbulence that characterizes many relationships.
Trait 7. Choosing quality over quantity. Sigma males approach relationships with the same selective mindset they apply to other areas of their lives. Rather than seeking numerous casual connections or meaningless flings, they prefer to invest their time and emotional energy in fewer, but much deeper and more meaningful relationships. This selectivity isn't about being picky for the sake of being difficult. It's about understanding the value of their time and emotional investment. Sigma males recognize that meaningful relationships require significant investment of energy, attention, and emotional resources.
Rather than spreading themselves thin across multiple superficial connections, they choose to go deep with select individuals who truly resonate with them. This approach often means longer periods of being single while waiting for the right person to come along. Unlike those who fear being alone and will settle for any available option, Sigma males are comfortable with solitude and won't compromise their standards simply to avoid being single. They understand that being alone is preferable to being in an unfulfilling relationship. When Sigma males do choose to pursue a relationship, they bring their full presence and attention to it. Their partner doesn't have to compete with multiple other interests or wonder where they stand. The exclusivity of the Sigma male's attention makes their partners feel uniquely valued and special. This quality over quantity approach also extends to how they spend time within relationships. Rather than frequent, shallow interactions, Sigma males prefer less frequent but more meaningful connections. They'd rather have one deep, engaging conversation than a weep of surface-level small talk.
Trait 8. Leading without dominating. Leadership comes naturally to Sigma males, but their style is fundamentally different from the dominant, controlling approach often associated with alpha males. Sigma males lead through inspiration, example, and quiet confidence, rather than force or manipulation. In relationships, this translates to a partnership model, where the Sigma male provides direction and stability without diminishing his partner's autonomy or voice. He makes decisions when necessary, takes initiative in planning and problem solving, and provides a steady presence during uncertain times. However, he does all of this while encouraging his partner's independence and respecting their input. This leadership style is particularly attractive because it provides security without sacrificing equality. Partners feel supported and guided without feeling controlled or diminished. The Sigma male's leadership emerges naturally from his competence and confidence, rather than from a need to dominate or prove his superiority. The Sigma male leads by example, demonstrating the behaviors and attitudes he values rather than simply demanding them from others. If he wants respect, he shows respect. If he values honesty, he's consistently honest. If he expects growth and self-improvement, he's constantly working on himself. This approach creates relationships where both partners feel empowered to contribute their best selves. The Sigma male's quiet leadership provides stability and direction while leaving room for his partner to flourish and grow. It's partnership in the truest sense, two strong individuals working together rather than one person dominating the other.
Trait 9. Growth-oriented love. Sigma males view relationships as vehicles for mutual growth and development, rather than simply sources of comfort or entertainment. They're attracted to partners who challenge them, inspire them to become better versions of themselves, and share their commitment to personal evolution. This growth orientation manifests in several ways within relationships. First, Sigma males actively encourage their partner's individual goals and aspirations, even when these pursuits require time and energy that could otherwise be spent together. They understand that supporting their partner's growth ultimately strengthens the relationship by ensuring both individuals continue evolving and bringing new experiences and insights to the partnership. Second, Sigma males are willing to examine and adjust their own behavior when it serves the relationship's growth. They're not defensive about feedback or resistant to change when change makes sense. However, they expect the same willingness to grow and adapt from their partners. This approach creates dynamic, evolving relationships that don't stagnate or become routine. Both partners are constantly learning, growing, and discovering new aspects of themselves and each other. The relationship becomes a catalyst for personal development rather than a comfortable but static situation. The Sigma male's commitment to growth also means he's not interested in partners who want to remain static or who resist personal development. He needs a partner who shares his belief that life is about continuous improvement and evolution. Relationships with people who prefer comfort over growth rarely work long-term for Sigma males.
Trait 10.
walking away without fear. Perhaps the most defining characteristic of Sigma males in relationships is their ability to walk away when a relationship no longer serves both parties' best interests. This isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about having the emotional strength and self-awareness to recognize when something isn't working and the courage to act on that recognition. This trait stems from the Sigma male's fundamental security and self-sufficiency. Because his happiness and identity aren't dependent on being in a relationship, he can make clear-headed decisions about whether a particular relationship is worth continuing. He doesn't cling to relationships out of fear of being alone, financial dependency, or social pressure. The ability to walk away also comes from his understanding that love without compatibility isn't sustainable. He might care deeply for someone while simultaneously recognizing that they're not right for each other long term. Rather than trying to force an incompatible relationship to work, he has the wisdom and courage to end it before both parties become more invested and potentially hurt. This doesn't mean Sigma males give up easily or abandon relationships at the first sign of difficulty. However, they can distinguish between problems that can be worked through and fundamental incompatibilities that can't be resolved. When core values, life goals, or basic compatibility issues arise, they're willing to make the difficult decision to separate. Paradoxically, this willingness to walk away often makes Sigma males more attractive and valued partners. Knowing that their partner is choosing to be with them rather than staying out of dependency or fear creates a deeper sense of appreciation and genuine love. Conclusion: redefining authentic love. These 10 traits reveal why Sigma males are often considered the most intriguing, yet challenging, partners in the relationship landscape. Their approach to love isn't about following conventional scripts or meeting societal expectations. It's about creating authentic connections based on mutual respect, individual growth, and genuine compatibility. What makes Sigma males rare and mysterious isn't just their independence or emotional restraint, it's their commitment to authenticity in a world that often rewards pretense. They refuse to compromise their core values for the sake of romance, and they attract partners who appreciate genuineness over performance. Their relationships might not look like the passionate, dramatic love stories portrayed in movies or novels, but they offer something potentially more valuable: sustainable, growth-oriented partnerships between two complete individuals who choose each other daily rather than cling together out of need or fear. The Sigma male doesn't redefine love itself. Love remains the same powerful force it's always been. Instead, he redefines how authentic love should look: free from possession, built on respect, focused on growth, and chosen rather than desperately sought. Understanding these traits provides insight not just into Sigma males, but into what healthy relationships can look like when both partners bring emotional maturity, self-awareness, and genuine authenticity to the connection. Whether you identify as a Sigma male or find yourself attracted to one, recognizing these patterns can help create the kind of deep, meaningful relationships that stand the test of time. In a world often obsessed with relationship drama and emotional intensity, the Sigma male's approach offers a different path, one that prioritizes substance over spectacle, depth over drama, and authentic connection over artificial attraction. It's an approach that requires courage, maturity, and self-awareness, but it offers the potential for relationships that truly enhance both partners' lives, rather than simply filling emotional voids or meeting social expectations.